There is a church in music. There are stained glass windows ricocheting every 808 of culture, joy, and reparation. Beside the little brown girl from Houston, the kid from Compton, and Chancellor Bennett stands God. She is dark, with sweet lilac covering her eyes. Like my mother, her cervix open to birth life. Oh, the beauty, oh, the heartache, because here I am, Judas. Gifted free will, plagued by spirituality and the lack thereof, kissed by the sun, and cloaked by music. Because race actively defines American history, culture has taken many forms, especially with the formation of Black identity. Historically, African Americans were not offered equal space in society, so to sustain themselves, they indirectly created their own culture. Throughout this Black culture, spirituality becomes a constant theme. Dictionary.com defines it as the state or quality of being dedicated to God, religion, or spiritual things or values. But in America, white culture and spirituality often fail to recognize Blackness. Although Black identity and spirituality exist throughout generations, they also look and feel different depending on the time period in which people live. Today, Black identity is heavily expressed through hip-hop. During the foundation of America, Black identity was heavily expressed through oral traditions and work songs. These early songs were driven by a foundation in God, creating what we know as the Negro spiritual. Because of this, I can argue that spirituality created Black music because the first Black music was spiritual. And through the evolution of sound, music provided communal strength in a time where Black people endured social injustice. Ironically, the lasting effects of this indifference help keep Black culture alive. We live it, we breathe it, and we practice tradition while simultaneously producing culture unique as DNA.
Police brutality with that line in the song, quote, and we hate the popo, want to kill us in the street. Oh,
I don't like it. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this.
Hip-hop, a culture synonymous with rap, emerged in the 1970s from African culture and continuously expresses what it means to be Black in America. It is a part of Black identity because many live it. Hip-hop is the way I talk. It is the way I wear my hair, the way I cook, the look my mother gives me when I've done something wrong, the way the N-word rolls off the tongue, or the fact that I dream different because superheroes don't look like me. My point is, the way my skin color uniquely interacts with these experiences gives me a Black identity, and hip-hop is a testimony to that Blackness. So since hip-hop is derived from Black identity, it makes sense that traditions of Blackness, such as spirituality, would follow. However, because Black identity has evolved, spirituality is now met with secular themes. This makes spirituality in hip-hop almost undetectable, but it does exist. Similar to W.E.B. Du Bois' duality, hip-hop and spirituality together depict the way Blacks view their status and their inner self. In Kendrick Lamar's album Damn, we encounter double consciousness in the relationships Lamar has with both God and whiteness. He sees himself inadequate of God's love. He's tormented of how God views his every decision. However, he's angry with how the structure of whiteness directly affects his life. Because of the life he is presented with, the interactions between the two relationships send him into a crisis of faith and a loss of stability. His belief in God is at war with the belief in himself. This is an example of Black identity. Kendrick is navigating his spirituality and Blackness while operating in white America, which in itself is the Blackest thing to do. So by delivering his testimony through sound and craft, he creates hip-hop that is consumed by American culture, but is experienced in two different ways. One way produces fame and functionality within society. The second way preserves Black culture and creates a sense of self.